Hi, Fernando, my love. How are you?
Hey.
Fernando in the house.
Yeah, and that's Liba, and who is the other lovely
Fernando,
person?
you are really
Ernesto.
funny. Just gotta say that.
I'm what?
You're really funny.
Thank you.
Super entertaining. In a good way. In a good way.
What makes
Fernando,
you say that, Liba?
Just watching your videos with you and Sean, I'm just like, it's entertainment, but also so super knowledgeable.
That's awesome. Thank you. And someone else was sharing something?
Fernando, the Grand Poobah.
The Grand Poobah. No. That's funny for all of you who don't know what that is. It was a term from months ago of those that are stepping into Zeus energy and requesting and claiming and having a sense of possibly significance. So I love the joke. I will respectfully decline the title, but I do love it though. That's so funny. So hello everyone. It brings me great joy and a huge smile to step into such amazing energy this early on Trajectory Tuesday. I am going to ask everyone to kindly mute themselves, please, as Sean will be jumping in momentarily. So to everyone with some background noise, kindly mute yourselves as I invite Martin to come join our huddle. And on this beautiful Trajectory Tuesday, I'm curious to what our community is present to. Where is your focus? What is your fanatical focus for the day? Who is anyone that would like to share 30 seconds? What is your trajectory? What is your focus on this Tuesday? Who would like to share?
I'll jump in real quick. It's Liba.
Hey, Liba.
I'm meeting with someone today that I met at UNBLINDED to see if I could possibly work with them, which is pretty cool. So I'll let you know what happens there.
Beautiful. We will keep you in our prayers and thank you. And for everyone, before I pass it off to Sean, I just want to let everyone know in our mastery program, first of all, thank you for your patience. I did log in, grade every assignment and respond to every message, and Chaz and the team are reporting and responding to every ticket. So we just want to say thank you for your patience. Two, we have put something in place. I have put something in place to not allow that to happen again. So all your assignments and all of your messages have been answered, and it brought us great happiness to see all the activity within the community. So it is 8:31. Sean, are you here with us?
She's got a fantastic new group.
So let's pass it on to one more member of the community, and then we will pick and catch with Jared. Who else would like to share? Please mute yourselves in the back. I would support, but I am not admin. So
Fernando, just a question. Are we doing that Q&A today, or does that start next week? Or you said a couple weeks from now. Sorry.
Brother, they're every single great question, Jay. The Q&As regarding the morning huddles will start not this week, they'll start the following, if that's what you're asking. Regarding
yes, that was.
they will be tonight. So for everyone who did not watch the video in our Facebook group, and my apologies if I'm yelling, there's just a lot of background noise. Not sure if Tiffany can support in that in any way. Starting Tuesday and Thursday, we will be adding a dynamic Q&A and role play to our morning huddles, and then we'll continue doing what we've been doing Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. But for now, Jared or Sean, are you here with us?
Yeah, what's up, Fernando? How are you?
What's happening, Mr. Callaghy? We're doing well. The community is hot, and we're happy to have you. What's going on, brother?
Yeah. Good morning and happy Trajectory Tuesday, everybody. And just jumping in. What's the big question is, we got a lot of, Tiffany, can you mute? We got a lot of stuff going on.
Tiffany's not here. Let me see if I can support you.
Yeah, I'm doing it now. So.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. There we go. Okay. So, hey, listen, pattern interrupt on this morning. We still got a lot of echo. Is that you, Fernando, or no? Are you on?
That
you
is
maybe
not
get off
me,
speaker?
sir. That is not me. Tiffany is working on it. We are good. Let's just have you unmute, sir, and you're good to go.
Yeah, there we go.
Perfect.
Awesome. Thank you. So, question on this Trajectory Tuesday, how are things going in terms of your working through your acceleration? And your acceleration equals shooting videos, communicating about ecosystem merging, and putting speaking engagements together. Speaking engagements can include, hey, you bring a person to dinner and I bring a person to dinner. That could be a speaking engagement. The table is a microphone and a stage. How are we doing on our 4 steps? Emotional rapport building, hello, yes strategy, and disrupting default no through rearranging pain. creating and conveying our unique identity, and we're about to unleash this Sunday agreement formation. Your heroic, unique identity is built on the telling of stories, and your skill development is massively and incredibly important, extraordinarily important. The repetition is the key, right? And we have catchphrases sometimes. You know, for some of us, we've heard Tony Robbins say the phrase, repetition is the mother of skill, which I think actually he got from, I think he says Jim Rohn. And while repetition is the mother of skill, like, do we execute on it? Where is our self-mastery? Do we actually live it? Just going through, I mentioned yesterday, each week I'll talk about some books that I'm refocusing on and highlighting, and that support the formula and everything we're doing here. And I am a tremendous fan of the compilation of work, as I've said many times, of Malcolm Gladwell, less because of his ultimate conclusions, although I agree with most of his ultimate conclusions, and more so because of the studies that he cites. He cites an incredible number of psychological and scientific studies that bolster everything that we're talking about. And when you read and look at the book Outliers, the book really stands for the proposition. We've heard 10,000 hours, but it's a bit more than that. It's 10,000 hours, but much more so, it's about the opportunities and what we have proximity to. It doesn't say the word proximity, but it discusses how the rise of lawyers in New York City, the creation of rock bands like the Beatles, the creation of elite players due to their dates of birth, odd, unforeseen moments and opportunities. And that's exactly what you're doing by being on these huddles each day. It's an odd opportunity. It's a space in the world that otherwise doesn't exist, where people are coming together to work on the highest level of communication influence. And if you read Outliers, what's also interesting, and I was chuckling as I was going through a part of it last night, where Malcolm Gladwell is discussing this massive differentiation between people with brilliant IQ. And he's talking about this person that had an IQ of like 45 points higher, at least, than Einstein. And the guy ends up never succeeding because he goes to college, fights with his professors, has challenges and issues everywhere he goes. And he's talking about somebody else that has a still an incredibly high IQ, but dramatically lower, that creates massive success every place that he goes. And essentially what he is saying was the difference in their influence mastery. He didn't say the word influence mastery, but their ability to get along with other people, the ability to have people, quote, see things their way. And it wasn't a major point in the book, but it was a major point in the book. And it's describing the reality that everything we're doing here is the critical, what he called, practical skill set. And that practical intelligence is so much more important than IQ in terms of predicting success for people. He cites an additional study, which is of this remarkable group of young people from all cross sections of economic demographics, all selected because of their brilliant intelligence. And when they followed them 20 years, through their life, and it was 20 and 30 years later, there was a massive disparity and differentiation between the results they produced. In fact, by and large, there's a super high IQ group of people. Otherwise, IQ, being known as innate intelligence, had been dramatic failures. I don't like the word failure, but that's the perspective of the book, and the people that did the study, in comparison to what was expected. And once again, the reason that they weren't successful was because of their practical intelligence. And much of the middle portion of Outliers is rooted in how people develop their practical intelligence. It talks about people from the garment industry and the generational dynamics of those people growing up in the garment industry, learning very practical skill sets, very different than migrant workers, because they have greater proximity, not hit the word used, but what he describes, greater proximity to the center of what was happening. So they learned business, they learned practical skill sets. And then the next generation, their children were by and large doctors and lawyers, the next status symbol. And often those people describe themselves as doctors and lawyers, quote unquote, as having overcome their humble upbringings of their parents working in the garment industry. And Gladwell in the studies he cites says quite the opposite. They didn't overcome their upbringing. They became doctors and lawyers and successes in the eyes of their generation because of their upbringing, because of the development and the learning of their practical skill sets. And what is literally being provided, it was just really fun to have the breakthrough clarity. What we're providing here every day in the program itself, along with the huddles, the modules, the role plays that we're doing, and the question answering that we're doing on Tuesdays and Thursdays, the practical getting together that we're doing, including, by the way, on Sunday morning, March 1st, out in Los Angeles. Whomever can get themselves out there, we're going to do a 3-hour session that's going to be for ecosystem merging. We have 160 total seats that are going to be in the room, 160 total seats, and we're going to do a session on influence mastery from the perspective of public speaking, an hour breakthrough session on public speaking, ecosystem merging, incredible 3 hours out there. If you can get yourself out there to Tony Robbins' birthday during the program, we have a ticket for you. Also, that would get you into the influence mastery ecosystem merging meeting on Sunday morning. And for some of you, you're also going to Beck and Syria on March 1st, which I do believe is already sold out, which is remarkable. And what a beautiful, incredible job they've done with some help from a number of awesome people, including Peter, who may or may not be on the phone from the UK. And so the point, though, is this is what we have. And the acceleration comes from the daily implementation. It comes from everything you do once we get off of these phone calls and how we accelerate from there. So with that said, how you doing? What's working? Who's got some wins, some positive things to share? They don't have to be remarkable, and they can be remarkable. Or any questions before we jump into potentially one little round of role play to kick us off and get ready to it. Yeah, who's this?
Hi. Hello there. This is Monica. How are you?
Hey, Monica, how are you?
I'm good. So this is my first time sharing on the huddle, and
Congratulations.
thank you. I'm very excited. I'm very excited about coming to Los Angeles. Thank you so much for this opportunity. It's wonderful. Just wanted to jump in really quick and just introduce myself. And I'm very new to Mastery. I just started 2 weeks ago to really be exposed to the formula. And already I feel like there's lots of changes, and I feel so much more confident speaking with people. So yes, it's working. My question, I have a quick question maybe.
And Monica, real quickly, where are you from?
I live in Tucson, Arizona.
Awesome. So welcome from Tucson. So go ahead, please.
Thank you. So I'm in healing work, healing arts. I help people with chronic pain, and I work with people one-on-one. And ultimately, I'm in this program because my goal and desire is to scale my business and build something bigger that helps more people. And so this is kind of where I'm looking at. And so I have a big commitment to actually get out there and be in public. This is very new to me. I feel like I've lived under the rock for like 10 years. So I'm just really putting that in front of me to go out there and be in public, share what I know and what my passions are. And interestingly, just yesterday I was invited to be interviewed on the radio show next week. So my question for you, since I'm so new and just kind of really stepping in the formula, do you have any suggestions or anything that you could give me advice on how to be in the formula in this kind of setting?
Yeah, no, beautiful question. Congratulations. So a couple quick things. This is for everybody, as always, of course, in addition to Monica. Number one, scaling is about who is the leader generating the ecosystem mergers. Ecosystem mergers plus frictionlessness of those ecosystem mergers equals sales appointments. The creation of that equals the leadership that generates scale. So Monica and everyone, as we're looking to scale, it's generate ecosystem mergers, access to business for people, and then have incredible leadership where you're teaching and supporting the growth and dreams of others. And that's when people are going to want to work with you, when you have things to teach, things to give, opportunities to create. So that's the model, the base model that you're following. Now, in terms of being on the radio show, this is all about the 4 steps. The creation of emotional rapport. It's about disrupting default no, creating and conveying unique identity, and agreement formation. So it might sound like, so hey, if you're being interviewed on the radio, in fact, this is a beautiful role play. So Fernando, are you live?
Cool.
I am live, and this is I'm very serendipitous. And Monica, thank you for all the effort you've done in Mastery. You've taken a lot of time to answer pages and pages of answers to your questions. So just want to let you know that it's seen. So Sean.
Well, thank you. I'm very motivated.
Yeah, and so we're going to go with like a 3-minute role play here. So Monica, Fernando, you be the interviewer and let Monica be Monica, and we're going to watch a rapid evolution happen. So ready? So Fernando, you're on the show, and you're going to ask Monica what's cooking, so go.
All right, so welcome everybody to Driving to the Center podcast. My name's Fernando, and today we have the pleasure of interviewing Monica to hear about what she's up to in the world. So Monica, what's happening?
Hi, thank you so much for having me. I very much appreciate this wonderful opportunity. So I am a myofascial release therapist, which may sound
ready?
like
Stop. Call. Okay. So,
right.
So Monica jumped. Listen, this is okay.
Yes.
Culturally, as Americans, as people in business, right? I'm not talking about ethnicity. I'm talking about like business dynamics. We tend to jump into us. That's jumping right to step 3. We jumped over steps 1 and 2. And this is, we're going to also talk about in LA, but I know you have stuff going on before LA. So what I would do is say, hey, Fernando, by the way, I'm just so grateful to be here, to you and to the entire audience. So excited to be on this podcast, and what you're up to in the world of A, B, C, D, whatever it is. You know, what you're up to is impacting and bringing information, energy, and enlightenment to the world. It's a beautiful mission. It's incredible people that are out there. I'm just unbelievably grateful.
Right.
Acknowledgement right off the bat.
Acknowledgement.
So you're acknowledging Fernando, and you're acknowledging the people that are listening and watching on top of it.
Yeah.
Okay? So I would initially acknowledge. And then say, you know what, Fernando, I have a quick question. What would make this a great win for everybody in your audience? How can I serve at the highest level today?
Wow.
So you're building rapport with the audience and the crowd. Like, and correct me if I'm wrong, Monica and everyone, that's not how we hear people typically communicate.
Yes.
We hear people typically communicate. So then you would have already created a disruption. And so what we're doing, is we're disrupting the pattern right off the bat, which is also creating and conveying some of your unique identity. Now, what I would also do is say, so if Fernando would answer and say, so Fernando, what I think I'm hearing you say, and perhaps what I think everybody in the world out there wants, is they've all had a life of understanding what health looks like and feeling great is about. But I think sometimes it just becomes a pattern. It's like unconscious. And so what I think really everyone wants is everybody wants to feel healthy, feel vibrant, have energy, be successful. And what they don't want, and maybe don't think about enough, is if when we're not taking care of our body, the massive breakdown that creates not only physically, but mentally and emotionally, how it affects our relationships, our finances, every aspect of our life. So I think, and everybody can kind of be like, well, yeah, like I understand, and I get it, and we're busy. But what I want to disrupt today is people's listening. I want to create a disruption because I don't want people ultimately to have a legacy that's different than what they want. And I don't want them to miss the beautiful vibrancy and energy of their life because they're sort of just going through an unconscious pattern until one day they wake up and it's too late, or they have to like backpedal and fix things. We just want to make it a simple part of life to feel amazing. So Fernando, does that sound like a good mission for today?
Wow.
Yes.
Yep. And then I might say, and Fernando, here's a quick question for you. How are you feeling? And giggle. Right? Like so Fernando and then talk to him a little about his health, and then jump into your heroic unique identity. And your heroic unique identity, when you get there, I would make it sound a lot more, instead of myofascial and what you're saying.
Whatever.
I'd say, listen, I'd say my mission, Fernando, and everybody out there, is to help people have the energy, the vitality, the health that they deserve, crave, so they can achieve all the things they want in their relationships, their money, their finance, their life. And I got into this because one day, ... Does that make sense, Monica?
Wow, this is amazing. Thank you. Wow. I'm just going to re-listen to that like 5 times.
Yeah.
Sean,
And listen, and for everybody out there, and I'm going to jump to Fernando 1 second. And thank you, Monica. And for everybody who's out there, go, okay, like I get it. So it's one thing, one day. It's not one day. Imagine the difference in Monica's trajectory. If she has that conversation 1,000 times over the course of the next 12 months, 1,000 conversations that sound that way versus sound the way she started. The difference is going to be, you think she'll double her income? I guarantee you she'll do a lot more than that. So awesome, Monica. Any other questions, or are you good?
No, this is great, and thank you so much. Like it shifts the whole dynamics, and I mean, you know, it makes you stand out and really bring value right away, because people start thinking when they listen to you. And so,
Absolutely.
and that's really my mission anyway. So, I mean, you like spoke my heart. So thank you so much.
No, you're welcome, Monica. And by the way, I don't know what Monica even does other than she said the word myofascial.
Yeah, right.
And from that, I was able to deduce all of those things. And so can you. It's not right. It's not complicated. And remember this, everybody, you're there to disrupt people's knowingness, uniquely disrupt their knowingness, and make them curious. And that initial approach will do all of those things. Great job, Monica. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
All right. So anybody else have a, so Fernando.
Can I ask the first question, Sean, about this? It's Leva.
Yes. Yeah, please. Who's that?
So when you meet someone, you know how you don't see someone in around.
Oh, I'm sorry. Wait, who's this real quick? Who's this?
It's Leva.
Hey, Leva, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Awesome. So what's cooking? Go ahead, please. Yeah.
So basically, like every time you see people that you don't see in a long time, and you're like, hey, how are you? What's up? But you're not really interested how they are. It's just the way the conversation flows. What's another way to like turn it around? Because people don't generally answer. They'll be like, okay, but even if they're not.
Whoa. Whoa. Indispensable element number one is that we love all people. So the presupposition in that question that I would shift is that we don't care. I care. This is the truth. I wake up in the morning and I think about how every single person in this program is doing. That is a true statement. I think about what can we do and what can I do today to create breakthroughs that people need. That's a true statement. Every human being I encounter, and I'm going to have an actual conversation with, I care about how they're doing, because I unconditionally love all people. Now, you go, wait a minute, you didn't get back to me. I messaged you on this or that, and right now I am adapting to the concept that I'm getting massive amounts of inbound communication. And so I am not capable at this juncture of communicating back one-on-one with everybody, right? So it's a new day, a new world that I'm existing in. At the same time, every person I talk to, from an Uber driver to everybody else. Now, sometimes I can't talk to, or a driver, John, if he's driving us. Like sometimes I am focused on someone else in that moment, so I don't have time to connect one-on-one with that person or the energy and presence to do it. However, anybody I'm communicating with, I'm going to have a conversation about anything meaningful. I am going to get myself present and connected to them. So my first thing would be, so it sounds like this. Hey, Fernando, like, hey, Fernando, how you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you, Sean?
That's good. That's like surface. I'd be like, hey, Fernando, like, how are you? No, really, like, how you doing? Like, seriously, how are you? And Fernando and I had a conversation like that just yesterday. We've been busy. He was like, really, how are you? Like, what's present for you? Like, what's up? Like, really getting connected.
So do you do surface all the time? Because like, I didn't mean that I don't care. I didn't mean it like that. But let's say like, you know, when you need a certain, you know, someone has information that you need, but you don't have that time to get like deep. So I feel like it's so fake when you're like, how are you? And they're like, they know that they don't have time to really give you an answer. So that's how I feel it is a lot of times. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So if let's say you're working with a teammate, are you talking about a teammate or something?
Anything,
or somebody,
like you're in the grocery store.
Let's say,
anywhere
let's say I'm communicating with like, you know, Fernando. I may call Fernando and go, brother, running hard. Real quick question. So I'll pre-frame it and say, listen, I'm going fast. I got no time for anything else. I just need a quick answer. So I'm not like, hey, how are you? Like to pretend. I'll call, you know, teammates at Calgary Law or at Epic or at wherever. I'd be like, you know, if I'm like they're talking to Rob, I'd be like, Rob, brother, going hard, real quick. And just answer, all right, talk to you later, brother. That's it. Boom. You know, so yeah, we have absolute permission to go ahead and do that. Now, if it's somebody that is not a teammate, and somebody that we're looking for something from, and it's an actual gift, then I would suggest you'd be like, hey, listen, I'm just really rushing. I need to ask you please for a favor. Pre-frame it in integrity. That's it. Does that make sense or no? Is that?
It does. No, it makes a lot of sense. Okay.
So we're never pretending. We're never pretending. That's the key. Okay. With that said, want to keep us. No problem. Thank you, and want to keep ourselves tight on timing. So we had a breakthrough that. Monica, thank you so much, and Leva, thank you so much for that question. And Jared, what is present for you, and any details, follow up, and then I'll take us home.
Yes, so much present. I'm very happy. We have secured a venue for the March 1st event. So that's what Sean's alluding to, 3-hour event. It's literally right there. So for anyone that is going to be joining us at Tony Robbins' birthday, this is probably the hotel you're staying at. So it's super convenient. We'll have details today. The way it's going to work is this. You will register on a dedicated link that we have set up, which will get posted today. It'll actually get emailed out to all Mastery students. So you will get this via email, and you'll register for Tony's birthday, which is just complimentary to you. And that's going to then get your name on the list so that when you arrive at Tony's birthday, there'll be tickets for you. And then there'll be a separate registration if you're also coming to the March 1st event. So this all makes sense because you'll get an email and it'll all be listed in the email. But the venue is awesome. It's really cool. And I'm so happy we were able to work it out. And it is absolutely right on site. So it's going to be a magical experience. Can't wait to see so many of you in person once again, and in person for the first time. There's so much momentum right now from people inside of Mastery and in the community that are in service of each other, sharing big wins, asking absolutely awesome questions, which means that tonight is also our Q&A night. So you'll have a chance to submit more questions tonight for Sean to answer during our Module 3 Q&A session, which focuses on unique identity. So there's been some great questions submitted already. We have them organized. I'm sure there'll be dozens more. Super excited for that. Amazing energy. Everybody stay on fire, and we're excited to see you in LA next week and our Q&A tonight. Sean, back to you.
Hey, thank you. My challenge to you is shoot a video today. That's at least one challenge, and here's why. Shooting videos is the equivalent of public speaking, and you're going to get massively better through repetition. If you watch my videos from a couple of years ago, the difference between then and now is extraordinary. And each time you're repping something, you're getting better. So when I first stood on stage in front of thousands of people, I was not nearly as good as the 5th time I stood on stage in front of thousands of people. I was not nearly as good the first time I spoke in front of 20 people as I was the 5th and 10th and 20th and 40th time I spoke in front of 20 people. I thank you all for being here. I thank you, each and every one of you, because every single morning, this is a public speaking engagement for me. So I'm here to give massive value, and I receive value because I get better. I figure out distinctions. We innovate. We accelerate. So for each of you, you're looking for your stage and microphone, and there's no easier and better one than the video camera. And watch yourself and do it again, and watch yourself and do it again. And even if like, I don't want to post it just yet, that's fine. Shoot it and watch it, and then do it again. And shoot it and watch it, and do it again. And be having the kinds of conversations that Monica was talking about. Get yourself out there, communicate. It is Trajectory Tuesday, and we are going to get massively better through repetition. There will be a curve, and there will be a disparity in differentiation between everybody in this program. And the people who succeed the most will be the people who have the most repetitions of videos, of public speaking, of ecosystem merging conversation, and putting yourself out there in your accountability groups and everywhere. Go get it. This is your program. It's your opportunity. Everything you need is here. It is Trajectory Tuesday. Have a beautiful and amazing day. Thanks.
Woo. Great job, everyone. Just to give you some optics, Tuesdays and Thursdays will feel very similar to how they felt today in the area of role-playing question asking. Final takeaway for all of you to take home, Monica, great job. Viewing it through the prism of the formula, what Sean did, and if you can recollect that quick conversation that was about 10 to 15 seconds, it was not stepping into my frame. One, it was a yes strategy. What would be best for the viewers, figuring out what's an outcome for them. Yes, being an amazing podcast. It was a mini heroic unique identity into a disruptive pattern interrupt, disrupting knowingness into another agreement, into conveyance of heroic unique identity and question mastery. That's what Sean did in 15 seconds. And that's what all of you can do through observing the formula. Everything that is done to create influence is through the formula. So don't only view it as a story and an amazing presentation of language. View it through the prism of the formula. Love you all. Have a great day. Bye-bye.
Drop the mic.
Thanks so much, guys. Have a great day.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Appreciate you. God bless.
Great job, Monica.